So the next is identifying the distribution with data in system modeling and simulation. So here we are going to study about the histogram first. The frequency distribution or histogram is useful in identifying the shape of the distribution. Okay, the histogram is constructed as follows. The several points are given for constructing the histogram. The first one is divide the range of the data into interval. Okay, the length of the interval or size of the interval may be equal or unequal. Right, intervals are usually equal width, however unequal widths may be used if the heights of the frequencies are adjusted. Okay, second one, label the horizontal axis to conform to the interval selected. Fine. This is histogram graphs like structure it is, right? Find the frequency of occurrence within each interval, then label the vertical axis so that the total occurrence can be plotted for each interval, and fifth one is plot the frequencies on the vertical axis. Fine. Along with an example on as well as the diagrammatic representation, let us discuss about them. Hope you are all familiar with the histogram representation. So the histograms for continuous data corresponds to the probability density function of theoretical distribution. If continuous, a line drawn through the center point of each class interval frequency should result in a shape like that of a probability density function or PDF. Histograms for discrete data where there are large number of data points should have a cell for each value in the range of the data. However, there are few data points, it could be necessary to combine the adjacent cells to eliminate the rigid appearance of the histogram. If the histogram is associated with the discrete data, it should look like a probability mass function or PMF. Okay, you just go through these diagrams, histogram diagrams. Here see, horizontal and vertically points are represented, upper limit of the cell as well as frequency it is marked as. Okay, example plots are given. So this type of structure we call it as the histogram, right? Upper limit of the cell, here one more as well as figure C also you can go through, right? Different structures they are. Fine. Better let us consider an example. So of discrete data. Now example 9.2, the number of vehicles arriving at northwest corner of an intersection in 5 minutes period between 7 AM to 7:05 AM. This is just an example we are speaking, a scenario in the range, the say northwest corner of an intersection in 5 minutes period, say 7 AM to 7:05 AM. How many number of vehicles are crossing or arriving the particular station? That is what we are considering. Was monitored for 5 work days over a 20-week period. 5 days in a week, working days, say Monday to Friday. For how many weeks it is observed? 20 weeks it is observed. So the next table 9.1 I will be considering, shows the resulting data. Okay, after observation, the inter-arrival time, frequency of arrival, everything is marked there. And that is what we are going to see. The first entry in the table indicates that there were 12 5 minutes periods during which 0 vehicles arrived, 10 periods during which 1 vehicle arrived, and so on. I will be showing that table. So here is the observation table for how many days it is observed. It is observed for 20 weeks, where 5 days in a week, 5 working days in a week. The particular corner, say northwest corner of a city, that junction is considered. How many number of vehicles are passing or arriving to the particular location. That is what calculated by considering 5 working days in a week for 20 weeks of period. This is the observation table, arrivals per period as well as frequency. Fine. Arrivals per period and frequency is given, 2 values are given. So frequency of arrival per period, say 0, how many number of frequencies for zero arrival per period is 0, that is observed as 12. 1 is 10, as you can see the table. 2 as 19, 3 as 17, 4 as 10, 5 as 8, and so on till 11 we have as 1. Try to understand the statement again. Here the contents of the table again. The first entry in the table indicates that there were 12. There were how much? The first entry is this one, right? Check the pointer. See, this is the first entry, right? This portion is different, right? Fine. The first entry is what? Period is 0, frequency is 12. Try to understand the concept with the help of the statement. The first entry in the table indicates that there were 12 5 minutes periods during which 0 vehicles arrived, right? 0 vehicles arrived. How much? 12 5 minutes period. Then we have 10 1 minute period. 10 1 minute period. 10 periods during which one vehicle arrived, and so on. 10 periods during which one vehicle arrived. Then we have 19 periods during which two vehicles arrived. What is the total number of period? It is between 7 a.m. to 5 a.m. Total duration is 5 minutes, right? It is observed for how many days? It is observed for 20 weeks by considering 5 days in a week, isn't it? See here. It is observed for 20 weeks. In that, observations are made where? What is the answer? Check. It is observed that 12 times in that particular duration, 7 a.m. to 5 a.m., it is observed that for 12 times 0 vehicle has arrived. For 10 times it is observed that only one vehicle is arrived between that period. 19 times it is observed that 2 vehicles are arrived. 17 times it is observed that 3 vehicles are arrived. 10 times it is observed that 4 vehicles are arrived, right? 8 times it is observed that 5 vehicles, 7 times as 6 vehicles, and so on, right? Fine. So this thing you have to understand. Okay, maximum 11 vehicles arrived. That too only once it is observed. Next is what? Our job is to plot the histogram. Bar chart. It is nothing but a bar chart, isn't it? Where x-axis contains the arrival per period, where the y-axis contains the frequency, right? Frequency and arrival, number of arrivals per period, count value of the vehicle in the particular time. The time is fixed, 5 minutes. So number of arrivals considered are taken in number of vehicles are taken on x-axis, and what is taken on y-axis? Frequency is taken, the count value, how many number of vehicles arrived, right? It starts with 0, it is 12 time observed, so 12, 0 it is mapped, then 1, 10 is mapped, and so on. You have to, it is very simple concept, you have to plot the histogram or bar chart. Okay, that is what histogram, plotting of the histogram concept. Let us continue our discussion by considering the different example in the, okay, here histogram of number of arrivals per period, as you can see clearly. So for the different data, this is the what the discrete data is. Now later let us discuss about the continuous data, plotting of the histogram for continuous data. Okay, let us continue our discussion in the next video. Thank you for